Now, still a sequel to our property series, our series on hierarchy of property titles. This is a part 3. This is a part 3 in the series. We have done a part 1 talking about acquisition, how government acquire land. We've done a part 2 talking about the relationship between governor's consent and CFO and how you can obtain CFO or governor's consent on the land. And this is now a part 3 where we are talking about the role of the deed of assignment and survey. So when you want to buy a property and then you are asking the previous owner, what do you have? What's the document you have? First, you have a survey, or have a registered survey, or have a deed of assignment. What does that mean? What does it imply on that property? And what are the next questions that you should ask? Now, in case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, this meet the Property Guy Property channel, and this will discuss everything real estate for first-time investors, avid investors, people who have been investing already, or even people who are starting to invest. But it is very, very important to understand these land titles, these land documents, because the real estate industry and market here in Nigeria is a bit shabby, very, very shabby. So we share tips, guides, and advice on locations, investment returns, risk, real estate companies, everything you need to know, basically, everything you need to know to protect yourself, to protect your fund, and also to protect your investment. So after watching the particular topic, I would suggest you also go to our playlist. You have a playlist on shortlet, you have a playlist on Ekpe, you have a playlist on the Bejuleki, you have a playlist on land documents, you have a playlist on Lagos mainland, you have a playlist on off-plan, you have a playlist on real estate companies. You want to sit down comfortably and watch all these playlists because we have so many topics, so many subjects that we have covered in this playlist, and you want to watch them because each information that we share in this playlist are very, very, very key. So let's go into the topic. What's the role of the deed of assignment and survey in property titles? And if you want to buy a property and the title is deed of assignment, the title is survey, what are the next questions you should be asking? All right, so as we did in the previous episodes, where we shared tabular diagrams of these property titles to understand how this hierarchy works, how you can move from a committed acquisition, a non-committed acquisition to gazette, how land moves from a non-committed acquisition to allocation, how a land can be free, how a land can get to CFO from free, how a land can get to CFO from government allocation, how a land can get to governor's consent, either from gazette, either from CFO, or even from governor's allocation, governor's consent. So I will be sharing some tabular diagrams here also, so you can understand these things better. And for any of the diagrams, I'm sharing this video, if you are my client, if you are bought from me, just come. I'll share it to you. Once you are bought from me, just send me a DM and send your email and get all these diagrams in your email, so that in case you want to make any future decisions, you have at least a diagram to help you to scale to. And that's one of the advantages where for you to buy to make your real estate investment through me too, because we don't just sell, we don't just tell you to buy, we analyze everything about that property, everything about the title, everything about the location, so that you are making the right decision. All right, so let's go into the table we have for today. So remember, we are talking about the role of the deed of assignment. Basically, the deed of assignment and registered surveys, whatever they call it. Anyway, so we have this table, and you can see that at the top of the table we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different branches. So we have the first branch, we have excision. Remember, whenever I mention excision in my videos, I mean gazetted excision. So we have excision from the left. I'm doing from the left down to the right. So excision, then we have CFO, then we have governor's consent, then we have free, and then we have acquisition. Excision, CFO, governor's consent, free, acquisition. All right. So we are trying to give you a background to the role of a deed of assignment. So basically, a deed of assignment must stand on something. A deed of assignment is not a standalone title or a standalone document. Let me put it that way, because a lot of people argue that a deed of assignment is not a title. So I'm not going to join the argument. Basically, I just want to give you an understanding of what the deed of assignment does. So when someone tells you that, okay, I have a deed of assignment on this property, I have a registered survey on this property, it means one of 5 things. It means that 1, that property has excision, gazetted excision. Let me put it that way, so that it won't be somehow. So it means 1, that property has gazetted excision. 2, that property has a CFO, or extension, or it means that land has a CFO, or that land has a governor's consent, the person has a deed of assignment, or that land is free, then the person has a deed of assignment, or lastly, that land is an acquisition land, then the person has a deed of assignment. All right, so if you look at the tree, you can see that each of those three are indicate next. So what I mean by the next is when you obtain a deed of assignment on an acquisition land, what you can obtain on that deed is governor's consent. I've explained that in my previous video before, so I won't be going into that too much. When you obtain a deed of assignment on a CFO, what you can obtain next is a governor's consent too. When you get a deed of assignment on a governor's consent, what you can obtain next is also a governor's consent. So the first three is governor's consent. Now, if the land is free, when the person bought it, the land is free and the person has a deed of assignment. So if you buy from that same person too, what you can obtain on that land is CFO. So the free still goes on as long as the government have not acquired it by the time you start applying for CFO, which is something that happens a lot. We'll get to that later. Now, when the land is acquisition, so the person that has a deed of assignment he has bought that property from whoever he bought that property from, but that property is under acquisition. This time around, non-committed acquisition. But if it's a committed acquisition, it's a no-go area. You can't do anything on that land. You can't perfect any, you can't get any document. So, but this land is an acquisition land, and the person bought from whoever he bought from, he has a deed of assignment. If you also buy from that person, what you can get on that land is government allocation, which is you are going to do regularization or ratification on that land. So basically, this explains it. So when the person tells you that the land, you have a deed of assignment on it, or you have a registered survey on it, what you want to ask next is, what is the status of the land? Is it a free land? Is it an acquisition land, gazetted acquisition land? Is it a CFO land? Is it a governor's consent land? Or is it an acquisition land? Because the status of the land will determine, after you have bought, what you can do next. You get now? So if the land has a governor's consent already, when the person bought, and then the person has a deed of assignment, you can buy. Because it means that when you used to buy from that person, you can go on and do a governor's consent. If the land has a CFO already, maybe a company has a CFO on that land, the person bought from the company signed a deed of assignment with that person. If you buy from that person, you can go on and do a governor's consent, because that land originally in the tree has a CFO. And then if that land is gazetted, the acquisition is gazetted already, the person bought from the family and has a deed of assignment, you can buy from that person. Once you buy from that person, you get your governor's consent. So which means that once someone tells you that he or she has a deed of assignment on the property, the first thing you want to do is send your surveyor there. I'm tired of people coming to my DM and asking me, is this land good or is this land bad? The only person, there are two people that can tell you if a land is good or if a land is bad. Number one is a surveyor. Number two is a lawyer. I'm not a surveyor, I'm not a lawyer. So don't come to my DM and ask me, is this land good or is this land bad? You should be talking to a surveyor. So if the person that wants to buy the land tells you that, okay, you have a deed of assignment, you have a registered survey on the land, so you want your surveyor to go there and confirm the status if it falls under any of these 5 categories. If it's an acquisition land, if it's a free land, if it's a acquisition land, remember acquisition is gazetted, if it's a CFO land, or if the place falls under a governor's consent. So that's why it's important that any land you want to buy, send a surveyor to go there and pick a coordinate and check the status for you. It's just that simple. So basically, this sums it up in terms of the deed of assignment, the role of deed of assignment, and the status of a deed of assignment when it comes to property title. So if you yourself buy a property and you have a deed of assignment, so when you know the status of the land, after you have checked maybe your surveyor have checked the land, when you know the status of the land, you also are going to know what you are going to do next on that land. So when you check the status of the land, deed of assignment, check the status, they tell you that land is free, there is no government acquisition on that land, the land is free. So that means you can do CFO. They check the land and tell you the land is under acquisition, it's under acquisition, maybe it's a government scheme, is any scheme or whatever the government have done there, non-committed acquisition. then that means that you have to apply for regularization or ratification for you to get government allocation on that land. Now, some people may not understand this acquisition. All the acquisition in view that you bought in Ibejuleki is acquisition. All the acquisition in process that you bought in Ibejuleki is still fall under acquisition. So all the land that you bought in Ibejuleki 50k, 1 million, 750k, 650k, 3 years ago, 2 years ago is under acquisition. So with that deed of assignment that you have, you are applying for allocation. You have to go and do ratification and regularization. Now the same thing is happening in Ekpe too, and I'll be doing that in another subsequent video, how these land titles or land hierarchies applies to Ekpe land. So for deed of assignment, you get it now. If the land has a C of O and the person has a deed of assignment for you, so what they tell you, this land, the person wants to sell it, okay, which document does the person have? The person has a deed of assignment, or the person have a registered survey. What is the status of the land? That's the next question you're asking. What is the status? What is the registered survey on? Is the registered survey on acquisition? Is the registered survey on Gazette? Is the registered survey or deed of assignment? Is it on the C of O? Is the registered survey or deed of assignment? Is it on the governor's consent? So when you know the status, the root, that's what we call the root title. You see, all these things are put here. That's what we call root title. In case you and your lawyer is talking and your lawyer say root title. So root title can either be acquisition, Gazette, C of O, governor's consent, a free land, which is freehold, free land, or acquisition. That's the root title. So a deed of assignment is always sitting on a root title. It doesn't stand alone. It's always sitting on a root title, and that's why a lot of people argue that it's not the title, because it cannot stand alone. So it's always sit on a root title, and that's the root title that you want to know when they say that, okay, the place has a deed of assignment or the place has a registered survey. Okay, what is the root title? Okay, the person does not understand. What is the status of the land? Okay, the person does not understand. Just send your surveyor there. Let your surveyor pick the coordinate and so on. So I guess this requires almost every time. People send me different flyers. Some companies that I don't even know that exist. Some estate I don't know exist. And people are asking me, is this land good? I'm not a surveyor now. How will I know if the land is good or not? Me self, I used to pay surveyor. I used to pay my surveyor to check the land for me. So how me myself, am I oracle? Alright, so from the deed of assignment now, you can see that I've also given you a clue of what you are going to do next. So even when you do a search on a document on the land that you have bought already, and they tell you that this land is acquisition, this land is free, this land is so now you know what to do next. If you have to apply for governor's consent, if you have to apply for regularization to get allocation, or if you have to apply for C of O. So this is what we do here: try to educate you, try to guide you as much as possible, so that you know what you are buying, you know the ins and outs of what you are buying. Because we have realized that the real estate sector, the real estate market here is just so cloudy. People hide a lot of things, people lie on a lot of things. But when you are well equipped with all these very, very key things, you know all these documents, you have this knowledge, at least people will not be able to scam you. And or even if they are going to scam you, it's not going to be very, very convenient for them to scam you, because you know what to ask, you know what to look for, you know what to do even before purchase, during purchase, or even after purchase. So now I've explained it. Nobody should come to my DM again and ask me that they say the land is registered, so you know what to do and you know what to ask. As simple as that. So when the land has a deed of assignment, when you have a deed of assignment on the land also, this will also guide you to know what you have to do next on that property. Trust me, you want to subscribe to our channel, because we still have a part 4. We still have a part 4 of this series coming, and you don't want to miss it. And most importantly, we also going to be doing a dedicated episode on how this land title affects land in Ekpe. So you don't want to miss that one too. So you want to subscribe, turn on your notification button, so that once we are dropping these topics, once we are dropping these bangers, let me call it that way, once we are dropping these bangers, you get notified and you can watch these topics, because these are very, very key information. And if you go online, you are hardly going to see anyone sharing these informations. So even some of the so-called lawyers don't understand this, because not all lawyers are property lawyers. Some of them are under a different field. So most times, even when you want to acquire a property, you should specifically go to a property lawyer, because those are the ones that are vast in that field. I myself, I go to property lawyers. I have my registered surveyors. These are people that I run to when I want to do my verification, when I want to ask questions, so that I know what actually I'm pushing out there to my clients. So give us a thumb like, also give us a thumb like, give us a thumb like. If you enjoy this video, you learned from this video, and you feel like this video is very, very valuable, don't forget to give us a thumb like, also to share this video with your friends. I see my property planet, your property advisor, property consultant, Rabi Mustafa. Thanks for watching our video. We appreciate you guys a lot. Even either you give us a thumb like, you don't give us a thumb like, just for viewing our videos, we appreciate you, because a lot of my contact, a lot of my viewers, they don't comment, they don't like, they just come watch our video and they appreciate our work. Really, they really so much appreciate our work. Trust me, I appreciate you guys too. I appreciate you guys too. And for everyone that give us a thumb like, people that share our videos, people that subscribe, people that I even have my very steady commenters, like they come every time to comment. I appreciate you guys so much. So I appreciate you guys so much. And for my clients, so people that come to our DMs, even to patronize us, to buy properties from us, check our portfolio, I appreciate you guys so much too. I appreciate you guys 100%, 100%. And I can also guarantee you that there's so much quality content still coming, there's so much quality guys still coming, and you don't want to miss it. Thanks, and see you next time.